Five Nights at Freddy's is an indie horror game that shot up the gaming charts. People call this the best horror game of 2014, and it was so well received that a sequel is already on its way. We don't know the release date of the new game or what it will be officially called, but we know it's going to be just as scary. The premises of this game is that you're a security guard who has the night watch at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. There you must watch over the pizzeria and the 4 animatronics. Bonnie the bunny, Chica the... Okay, I know the following rules of alliteration. She's Chica the chicken, but let's get real. That's a duck. Look at it. D-U-C-K. Okay, I'm making this clear because I'll probably call her a duck once or twice, so... yeah. And then you have Foxy, and Freddy Fazbear himself. This is pretty much all the solid story that you get. The rest is all shrouded in mystery, and actually a couple of the shadows in Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Most people who watch the gameplay wonder why it's so scary, and there's a simple answer for that. When a person gets scared, you enter fight or flight. This is a defense mechanism that we have. This sends adrenaline into our bloodstream, and in turn gives us the energy to fight whatever we've confronted, or get the heck out of Dodge. Five Nights at Freddy's completely shuts this down. You're stuck in a chair with a tablet connected to the security cameras, and simple door lights and doors. Granted, these doors are seemingly built to be blast-proof. That isn't a weapon. It actually traps you in the room. No way to fight, and nowhere to run. Even if you wanted to, you can't. It's as if you're strapped to a chair with some madman trying to find you. This induces amazing amounts of fear because it shuts down our main defense, which leaves us feeling utterly helpless and tense. This game is just one big mystery. No one really knows the full story. You're never told it. You have to look for it, as well as watching out for animatronics to stuff you in a Freddy Fazbear costume. Now you might be thinking, okay, they put you in a suit, they find you. Whee! Big deal, right? Well, yes, actually. The problem is that they purposely stuff you in a suit that has a metal endoskeleton already inside of it. On top of that, there are other parts that need to connect to the endoskeleton so that it can actually move. Now, this means that you're being stuffed into a robot already filled with this. Yeah. Look at that. It's looking at you. It's saying hi. Anyway, yeah, that's not a good thing. And being robots, they don't really have a limit on their strength, so your head is definitely going to go through that mask, and then after that, you get stuffed into the suit, which still has parts in it. Who knows, maybe they stuff you into the suit first and then put the mask on, but that's not the point. The point is, it's pretty gruesome, and that suit is not fun to wear. In fact, it's nearly impossible to wear, without being dead. Anyway, proof is that the phone guy, who's another security guard working at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, states, and I quote, "Yeah, the only thing that would probably see the light of day again is your eyeballs and teeth coming out the front of the mask." Now, we've covered most of the solid background of the game, as well as stating why it's so great at filling your pants with a few extra pounds. But this is where we start talking theories. Sadly, theories are all we have, as the creator is leaving it all up to us to unravel the mystery. Though hopefully in Five Nights at Freddy 2, or whatever it's called, we'll get a lot more solid information. There are a lot of theories out there, but I'll be using the ones I find to be the most realistic or true. First is the mention of an event in 1987 known as the Bite of 87. Right here there's a debate about which animatronic actually bit someone. The story here is that one of the animatronics malfunctioned and ended up biting someone. Apparently the bite was so bad that the frontal lobe of the brain was removed. No one knows if it was removed via surgery or the bite itself actually took it off. There are two animatronics that could be the attacker. This could be Foxy or Freddy Fazbear himself. While there are supposed handprints on Freddy's face, I still think Foxy did it. Foxy's jaw is broken, he's tattered, you can see his endoskeleton and the wires and such in the suit. He's behind a curtain hiding him, and there's a sign that says, "Sorry, out of order." Unless he's not in his little stage area, then there's a sign that says it's me. It's a common phrase in this game, but we'll get back to that. Now, if Freddy did do it, I don't think Foxy would be in such disrepair. Granted, Freddy wouldn't be in disrepair either due to him being the Freddy Fazbear. I mean, the pizzeria is named after him. Now, the next theory starts with more fact than it does with fiction. It's the story of the 5 missing children. Keep in mind that there are 5 suits, not 4. The murderous tale goes like this. One night, a murderer dressed up as Freddy Fazbear and he lured 2 kids to the pizzeria and murdered them. This happened to 3 more kids, and it's fuzzy if the guy was caught before or after the 3 other kids. Now, back to game theory, in which we talk about why people think it's not an actual person in the suit. Now, I don't know why people are so confused about this. Yes, the suits have wires and such in them, and half the time the metal endoskeleton is in the suit as well, but you can take them out. If the murderer was a worker at the restaurant, like so many people speculate, he would have known A, how to take the wirework and metal out, or B, he used a suit that didn't have all that inside of it. The 5th animatronic I haven't talked about yet is Golden Freddy. He's a supposed hallucination that Mike Schmidt, or you, see from going crazy from working at Freddy Fazbear's. Usually, the hallucinations start appearing on the 3rd night, but this can happen on the 2nd, and when I first installed the game on the computer and did a bit of playtesting myself, there was some on the 1st night, so, yeah, I wasn't too happy. Poor me. Either way, Freddy can only appear on night 3 or higher, or Golden Freddy, that is. Golden Freddy is limp, and he has no eyes in his sockets. Personally, I think it's an old suit, before they had animatronics. Even places like Chuck E. Cheese have a normal costume for someone to wear, so it's not all that odd. Supposedly, this took place before the bite of '87, so it's possible that animatronics weren't that widespread yet. Ones that could actually walk weren't perfected until 1982, which was a Benjamin Franklin one that walked up some stairs. And this was only 5 years prior. Now, I'm using research on ones that can walk because supposedly the characters were able to free roam in the daytime, until the bite of '87 happened. Of course, they weren't allowed to anymore. That's why it's possible that this was A, either an old version of Freddy, or B, the fur had faded to a gold-yellowish color. The blue discoloration on his black accents, or his hat, nose, whatever. This could be from the light in the office, as it's the only place you actually see him. And being an old suit, it's possible that that's all it is. A suit with no animatronic wiring inside of him. The way he's even sitting, it's hard to see if there are actually metal items in him, other than the ears, which would make them move and twitch regardless, and wouldn't in any way be in the way of the person's face, or even deadly. Anyway, all 5 of these kids were supposedly stuffed into the animatronic suits, and their souls linger inside, and have a lingering hate towards security guards. This is proven because in the backstage area, there's a metal endoskeleton without its suit on. The phone guy states that not having your suit on is against the rules at Freddy Fazbear's, yet there is the skeleton sitting on the bench. Right there. Like, seriously. Bonnie walks past it multiple times. I'm pretty sure Freddy may even appear in that room once or twice, and yet it still sits there without a suit on. So, take of that what you will. When you get caught and the game over screen plays, you're stuffed into the suit, and the suit replaces the endoskeleton on that bench, or hanging, or whatever it is. So they either move that endoskeleton, or they put it inside the suit before you, just for extra damage. The proof that these suits are haunted is that whenever you get caught by any of the animatronics, you can hear a child screaming. Also, a common speculation with ghosts is that they can manifest either with their wounds that they had when they died, or without them. One common complaint at the pizzeria is that the animatronics smell, and have blood or mucus around the eyes and mouth. Smell is another thing connected to ghosts. I highly doubt after all these years the suits were never repaired, and the kids' bodies would still bleed after all this time. The report given in the game compares the suits to reanimated carcasses. Most of this game's solid story can be found in a changing poster viewed from one of the rooms. It changes from the rules of Freddy Fazbear's to police reports. It's hard to actually view any of these in-game because you have 5 animatronics trying to kill you. You don't really have time to read these things. This is where you're all going to want to pay attention, because I may be pulling students and teachers after school to come play a few nights for the entertainment of Bayless High School. Bonnie and Foxy will only attack from the left side, and Chica, and most of the time Freddy, from the right. This is important because if you can't find one of the animatronics, it helps to search only one side of the restaurant, then all over, wasting time and power. The last hint I give all of you is that on later nights, Freddy will teleport into your room if you have both doors closed at the same time, and Bonnie and Chica aren't camping at your room. Keep an eye on them, and as soon as they're gone, make sure you open at least one of the doors. Now granted, Bonnie and Chica don't sit there much and camp, but it can happen, and it is massive to your power. This is probably the worst thing that can happen, and if you're too slow, then at the end, Freddy's gonna get you anyway. Now, into the month of October we descend, bringing scary fun to Beer's High School.